I'm here with Ben Parkinson from the Butterfly Project, and I want to talk to you. Obviously, we are a role-playing YouTube channel that does a role-playing convention, and so obviously, I want to know more about the role-playing that your kids are doing. Let's start first of all. During Con+2, what was going on in Uganda? Because we didn't get to see, those of us who were watching the stream were watching the stream. But what was happening in Uganda during Con+2?
Well, we turned it into a whole weekend, a Saturday and Sunday, and we were doing role playing right from 9 o'clock on the Saturday right through till 7 o'clock on Sunday. And all of our different GMs that we have were running their own separate adventures. Generally, these were one-off adventures and things that we'd been supported with in the past. I'm thinking of the Risen from the Sands module.
Okay.
And that was one of the adventures that we're on, but that's the one that we did on Saturday night. And we tasked our children with learning how to do a live stream on that. They were very excited about doing that. They put together a special map which people could see from the camera and stuff like that, and so that it could kind of be peeled off bit by bit.
Awesome.
as they opened the different doors. So yeah, that was quite an interesting thing. On Sunday afternoon, we devised something which we called the Goblin Cave, and again, one of the kids came up with put together a very large cave network, and the idea was it was the simplest of simple combat. And we just put loads of goblins in this cave, and they were bringing their characters in, and they were rolling dice. It wasn't really it was very simply done, and the idea was one hit would kill the goblin, but if they got too many wounds, they were going to have to run out of the cave. And it was a sort of last person standing. So, but they had a lot of fun building that cave for that particular adventure. We also did a lot of Adventurers League, and what we found is the Adventurers League adventures have been very popular. Quite a lot of them have engaged with campaigns, but others prefer the one-off adventures, and they like to see their characters leveling very quickly as well.
Yeah.
Which perhaps doesn't happen quite so often in the campaigns. So we actually ran 3 or 4 different Adventurers League adventures between us, and we also did a trial on Pathfinder 2.
Okay.
This last time, just to see and get what people's feedback on it, really, whether they liked it. And we're still kind of embracing the Pathfinder 2, but I think it will be something that they will pick up this year coming. So yeah, those are the different things, and we asked them to participate. They all came to participate, and that was a big thing. And we also involved a lot of children from the local community as well with the Goblin Cave. These were the younger ones, and it would have been hard to bring them into the role playing in any other way. So yeah, we opened up the garage, put a big table up there with the cave on it, and actually there were about 40 children in that one room. Wow. Just rolling dice for the Goblin Cave. So yeah, it made it a really enjoyable event for us as well. Oh, plus of course the prize fighter. On the evening, there was a group of 10 to 15 watching the prize fighter for about 2 hours, hoping that
cheering on Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, the Tiger would win, and which I understand. Yeah, certainly he did win a few. But so yeah, they were following that as well, which is an amazing program.
Well, thank you. We're gonna hopefully. I mean, this will be going out during it, and so the people watching will know more than I do, but as we sit here at Christmas the year before, I'm hoping that it'll be really knocked out of the park this year. And actually, I think the kids will have more than just Tony the Tiger to cheer on if I get my way. So.
Right.
All right. Now, when it comes to role playing, what first made you think that? I wonder if these kids would like a game of RPG. I mean, how did that even come about?
Okay. Well, we're in the time of 4th edition. This is when I first travelled to Uganda. I also previously tried it in Nigeria without success. Because I guess it was because it was harder to do it there. But in Uganda, I thought, well, let's just try some 4th edition with them. And we went out, and in fact I asked one of our Butterfly members to recruit me some children that he thought would be able to handle it and had good enough English and things like that, because it had to be me that would run it, because we were just starting. And I found that 4th edition was actually a very good system to start people with. I know people maybe don't like it these days, but actually the idea of having like a big rare attack and fighting boss ears and things like that, actually it made things very simple. You could have your green attack, you'd have your red once per combat or your once per day attack. These things were all very easy to explain. And the healing thing was also quite easy. So yeah, we were able to do that. We ran Keep on the Shadowfell, and the follow-up adventures. We took them all the way up to 11th level, but this was just a very small group. But this very small group, only really one remains from that original group.
Okay.
Apart from me, of course. And that person is one of the leading lights in the role playing, and has been involved in recruiting more people, and gradually we've become a group of sort of 20 to 25 from that original small group. So it was yeah, that's how it's kind of evolved over time. But I would say it's not easy. It's not easy, and there are a lot of barriers towards doing role playing. English, reading of modules. The kids they struggle with the complicated modules. Pathfinder modules are fantastic stories, but actually very complicated for non-English speakers. And like we've been talking about, broadening people's experience. A lot of the things that might be talked about in a module wouldn't be outside the experience of children in Uganda. Plus, of course, the mythos, or the fantasy side of things.
Setting in itself.
That's something they have to learn. But that's not so hard when there's films like Lord of the Rings that we can just show them, and it all becomes a bit clearer then what it is, and which one's the fighter, which one's the wizard, which one is the...
Yeah.
Okay, no clerics as such in Lord of the Rings, but yeah.
Well, arguably Lord Elrond.
Right, yeah. Arguably, yeah.
Arguably.
So yeah, we're... That's how things have evolved. I guess 4th edition fell out of favour, and then we started doing Pathfinder, and those very generous people at Paizo, I simply sent some photographs of what we've been doing, because I thought they might be interested in, and I wanted to prove actually that these children from Africa were capable of doing role playing, because I knew it was a challenging thing, and they were also very surprised about this, and immediately the photographs kind of, I won't say went viral, but we had a really huge response to the photos on the Paizo Facebook page, and And then not long after that, they sent us like an enormous amount of stuff for Pathfinder. And then one of their writers heard about what we had been doing, and he as a writer, had written something like 40 different modules and was parts of them, and he sent us all of those as well. So
I think that may have been Jason Bullman then, if it was somebody who's that prolific. Is that really
no, it was definitely, it was somebody from Europe.
Oh right.
Yeah. So I might be able to find it here.
Oh. No, I'm.
But it was very many, and the pile of modules was something like this. So
Wow.
that he had contributed to, and he sent us all of those. So we suddenly had more than we needed to get on move things, and also the people at Paizo sent us dice, and we had some other people send us dice. So we didn't want for those kinds of things either. So. And then we started to recruit some other people like Patrick, and Patrick said, "This is the project I want to run," because he was so enthusiastic about it. And I can remember the day that his first ever session that he did, he came back to me and he said, "I've been thinking about this all night," he says, and he was running Damiel, the alchemist. I've been thinking about this all night, and I think this is what we should be doing in the next session. I think we should, and it was to do with, maybe it was to do with how we're going to deal with the trolls. I can't remember the exact thing, but the fact that he was there and thinking about this, and it's been resonating throughout this whole period, showed that we were onto something, and we were starting to stimulate the imaginations of these different children, and then more and more came on. Some immediately said, "Oh, I don't want to do this," but many did come and have enjoyed doing that. And like I say, we've expanded slowly, but now we have quite a large group who are interested and ready to play on an ongoing basis. But the challenges still remain as far as the language. And yet we've also subsequently discovered that when you give a child something that's very challenging and they can kind of piece it together bit by bit, that actually it will stimulate their interest in reading. Look, they don't want to be beaten by a difficult piece of reading, certainly the most intelligent one will be most interested in finding out and reading the whole thing and the whole Pathfinder core book. You know, they've read all of that, all 500 plus pages, because it's something that they're really excited and enthusiastic about. And to me, that's got to be good, because it stimulated them to take action on reading. And in Uganda, that's a huge issue, because of course there's so few children's reading books around.
Right.
And so there's very little culture of reading amongst children growing up. And that's, again, it's to do with their... when you are allowing these people or enabling these people to read a lot, then they're also broadening their experience at the same time, because they're reading about different things they don't know about. And, the children have all changed in their vision as a result.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today, Ben.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.